Okay guys, how's it going? Rush Dodge here. Finally, I know, I didn't realize how many people actually enjoy watching these garage videos until I missed like the last, month and a half, 2 months. This is very late. I know it's like almost the end of May already. Usually I do these videos at the beginning of every month, so I might be switching that a little bit. However, I am going to try and do these monthly once again, because I've gotten a lot of comments from you guys being like, where the heck are your garage videos? So here is the April-May garage video. I'm calling it that because this is the progress that I have made since the March video, and basically the progress I've made during April and May. Now a lot of you guys know I was away and stuff like that, so that's kind of why I missed out on April, initially. So I didn't really get a lot of World of Tanks gaming in, so I didn't really get too much further than where I was during March. But there is a lot of new tanks, a lot of new additions now, so I'm definitely going to get started. For all you new guys wondering what this video is about, it's not a gameplay, it's strictly garage content. I don't know, probably getting close to 70 tanks now, if not 70 tanks. I don't even know where you would check that. No idea. Probably in my stats or something, whatever. Gonna go through all the tanks in my garage. I'm gonna warn you, it's probably gonna be like an hour-long video. I've tried doing this video like 3 times already, and it's always been like over an hour. I even got like 20 minutes into it the first time, and I think I lost my voice. I like literally couldn't talk. I just because I tried to do it all at once, and yeah, I lost my voice the first time I tried to make it. So I got a bottle of water here, we should be good. Alrighty, so to get started, I'm not going to do anything special, I'm just going to work from left to right. In my garage, we got the T1 E6X, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these tanks, guys, because there's just too many of them. This tank here, guys, Tier 2 light tank, it is an American tank, and it is a premium tank as well. We got this gifted to us a while back. It's the same deal every garage video. However, if you don't have it now, your chances of getting it are very slim, because the only way we'd ever see this tank again is if they offered it to us in the store, or it was gifted to us once again, which I cannot see. Very fun tank though, very fast, rate of fire on it, definitely fun. If you have it, I'd recommend holding on to it. Let's move on to the T7 car. Another one of those situations where it was gifted to us, and we probably will not see it again unless, it's offered to us again. It is a fun little tank. I don't know, I don't have the greatest luck with it, probably because it's only got a 50 caliber machine gun for a turret, or for a barrel on there, I guess. But other than that, it's fun. Once again, it's very fast rate of fire. If you get into a little pack with these things, you can definitely wreck things up. It is what it is. We'll move on to the Chaffee. So this is personally my favorite light tank in the game, and it's fully upgraded. As you can see, in that last update, I'm assuming that they just changed the look of it. I used to have that different looking turret on there, and now it looks like the turret you get with the first package. I'll go to packages here quick, and I'll show you that it is the T37 package on the last upgrade. So a little bit of a new look there. Very fun tank though, very fast, very agile. Definitely recommend going for this if you don't have it already. Alright, let's move along to the T71. A little bit of progress here, guys, since I guess the March video. Maybe about 20,000 worth. I try to get a game in with it every once in a while. I do have good games. It is very fun. It's got an autoloader on there. I think it's 6 or 7 rounds. I'm not 100% sure, but it is a ton of fun. It's fast, it's agile, kind of like the Chaffee. I wouldn't say as agile as the Chaffee, but definitely a very fun tank. And I'm not going to spend too much more time on it. We'll take a look actually at the packages here. Why not? So let's just see where I got to get to. 53,000, not including the 4,800 free experience I have there, so about another 60,000 to get to the T69. So you know what, that looks like something that you might see within the next month or so, because I am trying to get more tier 8s, just because whenever I finish a tier 10, you know, I can't stand starting all the way down at the bottom, so I generally try to work on a couple tanks at the same time and just try to, you know, at least move one tank up per tier every time I move up, right? So if I got like a tier 9, it goes to tier 10, I try to get like an 8 to a 9, and then a 7 to an 8, and so on and so forth. Anyways, we'll move on to the Ripper here. Premium tank, you know, fun tank to play with, definitely got a unique decoration to it, and I don't believe I have any gameplays with this yet, I'm not sure. It is fun. Once again, it is a rare premium, so you can only get it when it's offered. And you know what? Hopefully, I'll have a premium tank review on it, you know, someday. So, like, maybe if it is offered again, you guys can watch that video and decide whether you actually want it. Not going to spend too much time on this tank. We'll move on to the Fury. Very unique looking tank. Obviously, a replica of the tank in the movie Fury. Really cool, definitely has some awesome features to it, and this was a really good buy, guys. If you look here in the equipment, it comes with all that, and I mean, that's tons of silver worth of equipment right there, so that was a good deal. You look at your packages, you know, it's not a bad tank. I mean, it's got a tier 6 cannon on a tier 6 tank, which is nice. It's a decent deal for a premium anyway. Sometimes, like that Ripper there, it comes with a tier 4 cannon on a tier 5 tank, so you know, you really, it's kind of a pain in the butt not knowing what you're gonna get sometimes, so it's nice knowing that this thing does come with a little bit of firepower. Accuracy, on the other hand, is not the greatest, but whatever. Hopefully I'll have a premium tank review up on it soon. Definitely rambling on this tank, taking too long already. Let's move up to the T23. I haven't played with this thing yet. I'm just gonna say that right now. I haven't even touched it. I bought it. I want to do a premium tank review on it for you guys. That's pretty much the only reason I bought it. It looks pretty close to the T20. Obviously, it's pretty darn close. It is a tier 7 medium like the T20. I haven't played with it, so I can't compare it to the T20 as far as playing style, but if I was gonna guess on anything, I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be like. Hopefully I'll have a premium tank review up on it soon, and we will continue on to the Pershing. Probably gonna be my next tier 10, the M48 Patton, right? Did I say that right? Jeez, I hope I said that right. Let's go to packages here. We are rocking the last upgrade, and we are, yeah, I was definitely right. We are 62, I'd say 66, 67,000, 67,000 away from getting the M46 Patton, and once again, we'll be heading up to the M48 Patton, hopefully in no time here. Just trying to get, you know, the whole medium tank thing under my thumb here. I don't play with mediums very often, so it's always interesting hopping back in the medium tanks. Alright, T26E4, the Super Pershing. You know, it is a fun tank, a little bit slower than the normal Pershing, obviously, because it's got a lot more armor on the front, probably adding quite a bit more weight, but you're balancing quite a bit on the front, like tons of spaced armor up there. Look at the plate in the front. That's just that's a lot more armor to have to shoot through. So the front of this tank is quite the hold down position, or can be used to hold down positions quite well, I should say. Get it together. I play with it a little bit. I don't know, I don't mind it. It does do a fair amount of damage. Hopefully I'll have a premium tank review up on it soon, and we won't spend too much time on it. T14, look at all these premium tanks. Alright, T14, very fun tank, guys. This is a good example of a tank with a smaller cannon on it. Tier 5 tank, tier 4 cannon. Don't let it fool you though, you know, it's a 75mm gun. We got the M3L37. You know, it's not bad. I actually do pretty damn good with this tank. And on the other side, you know, it's got a lot of armor. You can play the shit out of this armor and actually do quite well with this tank. I usually don't have a bad game in this tank, and I do think I have a gameplay up with it. I don't have a premium tank review on it yet. That should be coming sometime in the future here, but I do have a gameplay or two up with it, so if you did want to see some gameplay on it, you could definitely check that out. Let's move on to the M6A2E1, another premium tank. Alright, so this is the Mutant. Yeah, looks like a mutant. Big, ugly looking tank. It is a ton of fun. It's got a lot of armor. Maybe not so much on the sides, but the front and back of your turret has a ton of armor, and the front of your hull has a ton of armor. We could actually take a look at that quick. Yeah, so you got 191 millimeters of armor on the front of your turret and hull, and if you're looking at the back of your turret, it's got a funny 208 millimeters on the back of the turret. But you know, you look at the side of the hull, the rear or like the ass end of the tank there, and the sides of your turret, you know, you're definitely losing armor there. So you know what you got to do with this thing. Point it right at the enemy. Alright, you know, it is a fun tank. I usually don't do too bad in it. It's not my favorite tier 8 premium, but you know, it's pretty damn good as it is. Alright, M103. Very fun tank line, guys. It's been a long time since I played up this tank line, but I gotta say I enjoyed every tank pretty much in this tank line. Even as far back as like the M4 Sherman, like they were just super fun tanks. The M103, super fun. Definitely, you know, your average heavy, I guess, for a tier 8. If I was gonna base heavies in tier 9 over anything, I'd base it on the M103 because it's about as heavy as you're gonna get for tier 8, I guess. I guess it's the most, I'd say, jack of all trades for your tier 9 heavies, in my opinion. Very nice rounded turret on there. You got decent armor on your front hull. You know, a lot of people aim for that, and it is a weak spot. Usually when you get up to that tier, you're still being able to damage that. But you do actually have 203 millimeters of armor on the front of your hull, which is actually pretty good. So you can kind of see what you got to do with that tank. Let's take a look at the packages. T43. Rocking about 400 damage. That's, you know, exactly the same as the Conquer for damage with the last gun on it. Rate of fire is pretty standard. Your pen is awesome. You know, your accuracy and aim time is what it is. What you're looking at between, I guess, the Conquer and the M103 is, I'd say, definitely armor. I think the armor on the M103 is probably better on the front anyways. Then when you get to the Conquer, it's just got better accuracy and aim time. T110E5. I gotta get more videos up with this thing. It is fun, and the more you play with it, the better you get with it, obviously. I had a hell of a time when I first got this thing, because jumping from the M103 to the T110E5, it's quite a bit different. It really is. You got the same gun on there, you're doing the same amount of damage, pen, but you have a smaller tank, and it is quite a bit quicker. So you're almost starting to play with this thing kind of like a medium. Not saying you don't, you know, you can't play like a heavy. It's just, it's you know, it's definitely more agile. It's a lot faster, and it's smaller, so you can use that to your advantage. I'll take a look at the packages here quick. Obviously, okay, we got, yeah, 400 damage. Your pen is the same. Rate of fire actually goes up slightly. Your accuracy is better. Your aim time is better. That is what it is. And obviously, you can see your differences between your M103 and this tank. Look at that big hatch on top there. Hate that thing. Always get shot in it. It is kind of a weakness. Like, it is fairly armored, but you know, just because you can't see the tank doesn't mean they can't see that hatch. So always keep that in mind. Move on to the T18. Oh my goodness, I'm already, my voice is, or my throat is already getting like dry, and we haven't even made it like out of the out of the American tanks here. Alright, so the T18, why do I have this? It is my favorite tier 2. Sometimes I platoon with people and they just want to play tier 2s, you know, it's fun to go back there and seal club, you know, it is what it is. This thing has a wicked gun on it. It's actually got 2 wicked guns that you can use, and for tier 2 it's very well armored. You'll have 51 millimeters on the front. I mean, you got more armor on the front of this tank than you do on the side of some of your tier 9s. Like, it's a fairly decently armored tank. Let's take a look at the packages and I'll show you exactly why I like this thing. You got these 2 packages right here. You can get the 75mm howitzer, and everybody knows that is a sweet little gun for a tier 2 tank. Or you can get this 2-pounder MK9. Now the difference is this one here takes a lot longer to reload. It's a lot more inaccurate. Your aim time is slow. Your rounds kind of, I guess, what would be the word? There's a lot of hang time there. They gotta kind of like lob the round at them. However, when you hit somebody with it, you're killing them. 175 damage with the tier 2. Like, I don't know, you get to like tier 5 and there's tanks that still don't have that much damage. And then there's this one, 45 damage, but look at your rate of fire. 24 rounds per minute. It is a devastating little tier 2, so enough about the tier 2. Just if you guys do like flying around with tier 2s and kicking butt, this is definitely one that I recommend. Anyways, T25 AT, just got this thing, traded in my Jackson finally. Haven't played with it yet, it's just kind of sitting there. Lots of tanks in my garage like that, just haven't gotten around to playing with them yet. You know, hopefully soon I'll you know, get some of those packages unlocked and be able to get a gameplay up with it. Just for the time being, it's you know, it's not a priority right now. Alright, let's move on to the T28 prototype, also a brand new tank. What did I trade in? I traded in the, would it be T25-2? Yeah, I think that's right. Anyways, we'll take a look at the packages here. I did kind of just get it, so I am working on, you know, getting it upgraded. 105mm AT gun is what I'm working on right now. Still a long ways away from the final package, which I hope is a heck of a lot better. You know what I can't stand about the starting grind with this thing? Is how slow this thing is. And I understand that these tanks are slow. Like, look at the, I guess, the T28 and the T95. Those are very slow tanks. From my understanding, I don't think the T30 is overly slow, but I mean, this is just a kind of a slower tank line, so I guess I'm just not used to that. So moving into this, going from, like, you know, your Jackson, well, I guess on this tank line it would be the Hellcat and then the T25-2, and then flying up to this, it's kind of like, holy cow. You go from speed to no speed. Definitely got to watch that open top there. Arty can be absolutely devastating towards this tank. You do have a ton of armor. Let's look at the front of this thing. 203mm, which is fairly decent. Even the sides of your turret aren't too bad, but you still want to watch that. I don't know. Once I get some more gaming in with it, maybe actually get a decent, like, high killing game in there. I'll get it up there for you, and we'll actually take a look at it a little bit further. Alright, M50, 355. We're still in the American tanks. Alright, so this has got to be my favorite artillery unit. And in my opinion, I think the reason I like this one the best, well, it's kind of an obvious thing. It's probably the most user-friendly arty, you know, at these high tiers in the game. Like, you got a wicked side-to-side traverse. You got a fairly, you know, decent, well, you got a decent gun on there. I've one-shotted so many tanks with this thing. It's quick. You can fly around the map if, you know, you're getting threatened or something like that. You can relocate quite easily with this thing. And, I don't know, it is what it is. You know, high hitting, like, high damage, great traverse, good speed. I mean, you can't really ask for too much better. I guess if you compare it to, like, the French arties, that's the only other high tier arties that I have. You know, this thing still is fast like those. It doesn't have that 360-degree traverse like the French arty has at this tier, but you're doing a heck of a lot more damage. I'll give you that. Alright, whatever. A lot of you guys already know about this tank. It's sitting here. I have a lot of gameplays up there already, and I'm running out of things to talk about with this thing. Let's move up to the T92. Big cannon. That's the first thing you see. You don't even like look at the tank when this thing pops up. You kind of do for like a second, and then you just look at the cannon. Just massive. Gigantic howitzer. But I think they messed up a lot of things with this already since the last update. From my understanding, it's slower. It's got less like ground resistance now. You know, as if it wasn't hard enough to play with this thing already, they made it worse. So, I don't know. I still love this already. It's fun as heck. You know, if you actually can hit somebody, you're doing a ton of damage. Sometimes even one-shotting guys as high as tier 10. It's pretty fun. Alright, I do have some gameplays up on it, up with it. Definitely check those out. I'm going to move on to the Matilda BP. Finally, the British tanks. And it's a Matilda BP, yay. Matilda body, Black Prince turret. Matilda body, yeah. Basically, very, very quick rate of fire, very, very slow tank. So you kind of just want to find like a choke point and hold it down. I don't know. I'm saying what the obvious thing to do with it would be. I don't know. You can play however you want, but slow tank, fast rate of fire. That's all you got to remember. Premium tank. It's sitting in the tank tree there. You got to pay gold for it. Hopefully I'll have a premium tank review on it shortly, and we'll move on to the Comet. Alright, the Comet's fully upgraded, guys. And I've researched the Centurion, so we're gonna have another tier 8 right away. I always love getting tier 8s. You know, as soon as you start getting to tier 8, you just feel that much closer to getting another tier 10. So, very fun tank to play with, guys. A lot of people didn't like it compared to the Cromwell, but I still think it is pretty badass. Very fast rate of fire. You know, it's quick, and it does have a little bit of armor for a medium tank. Like, I don't know. I never really had too horrible of games with it, so I'd say it's a great tank, to be honest. Not gonna spend much time on it. I'm gonna move on up. Hopefully I'll have the Centurion soon. It's just a matter of silver, and of course, you know, I need silver for everything, so whenever I get there. Excelsior! Another premium tank. You know, very well armored tank, very fast rate of fire, very comparable to the T14. You know, you got that good armor, maybe not so much a fast rate of fire, but the pen isn't the amazing with this thing, so you're more relying on your armor with this tank than anything. But if you do feel like being a little asshole, I know that premium rounds are fairly cheap, and they work very nicely with this tank. So if you're just in the mood to go and kill everybody, and you didn't hear this from me, I'll put premium rounds in this thing. They're relatively cheap, and you can just go kill everything. Let's move on to the Tog, the Land Whale, the tank limousine. I haven't played with it yet. I bought it there. There was like a little deal on it not too long ago, so I was like, you know what? I gotta buy this. You know, it's just one of those tanks you gotta have in your garage. I plan on having all the tanks in my garage, but this is just one I want to get a premium tank review out with, because it's just one of those things where I think people, if they knew what it was capable of doing, not that there isn't videos up on the internet already, they might be more inclined to buy it. I don't know. I think it would be a ton of fun, regardless of how goofy it looks. I think that would be the whole, you know, fun part of it, is the fact that it would take up your entire screen when you're, you know, when you're playing. It's like, I can't even see the back end of my tank. I can't tell if I'm past the building or not, or if it's sitting out. No, I don't know. Regardless, I'll have a gameplay up on it soon, hopefully, and we'll have some dog action happening. Let's move on to the Conqueror. Now, I love this tank. Would I play with it over the M103? That's hard to say. The M103 is fun, and I'm going off of the heavies that I've gotten this far, and I've only gotten 2 of them that far, but this thing, the reason I like it more is it is accurate, super accurate. I mean, you can be on the other side of the map and somebody could pop up and you'll still pick them off like nothing with this thing. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Nice little grind to get up here. FV215B. Right there. So look at that, 1.89 aim time. So you're aiming in nice and quick. Your accuracy is nice with that 0.33. And you're doing damage and your pen is good. I mean, you can't ask for a better accuracy, like a quicker shooting. I wouldn't say quick shooting gun. It's got a kind of a slow rate of fire. You're definitely gonna want to hype that up with your shell rammer and stuff like that. Get your crew up there, but you know, this is just one of those tanks where you can play that heavy role, or you know, if it comes down to it, you're down to like 5-on-5 or something like that, and you gotta try and play the distance game or something like that. You can totally do it. Very fun tank, guys. Absolutely miss playing with this thing, but I have a new tank now. The FV215B rear mounted turret. Looks very similar to the Conquer, probably because it's got the same turret, but it's truly a fun tank to play with, guys, where you're looking at the Conquer and the Conquer really doesn't have that great armor. Let's take a look. 152 on the front of the turret, 130 on the front of the hull, and then the rest is crap all the way around. Let's look at the FV. Look at your turret. You pretty much like add an extra 100 millimeters on the front. Your lower hull kind of stays a little low. Moves up from about like 100 and something to 152, but all the way around you gain armor. Like you're sitting nicer on the side of your sides of your turret, on the back of your turret. Now even the side of your tank, you gain a lot more armor. So probably the biggest thing that you're getting when you move to this tank from your Conquer is armor, and trust me, you Conquer players definitely know that armor is nice. I've also heard a lot of bad things about this tank too. Some people just don't like it, but I like the fact that I can side scrape really nice with it, but as far as depression goes, even the Conqueror was bad for this. You don't want to rely on aiming down at things. You don't want to play hills, really. I'm just going from personal experience, I guess. This is just what I've come up with since I've played with it. And that 19,000 XP that you're seeing here on this tank is all I've played with this tank so far. So hopefully I'll get some more gameplays up there with it, so you can see some more action with the FV215B, and maybe that'll help you decide on whether you want to get it. Let's move on to the Churchill GC. I haven't really played with this tank too much. Obviously you can see 3,000 XP there. That's maybe 2 games, maybe. I don't know, maybe no, I played with it for about 2 games. It's goofy as hell. You got like no traverse. I mean, it's got a nice big gun on there. You're doing great damage, but I don't know, you got to readjust every time you want to take a shot. I don't know, like you get caught, you're kind of scrooged. Hopefully I'll get a gameplay with it up soon. I don't even have a gameplay up with it, and it's been sitting here forever, so maybe I'll try and show this tank off. I'm not going to spend much time with it. Let's move up to the Tortoise. Yes, love this tank, love it. I don't know, some tanks do crazy amounts of damage, with one shot. This one, on the other hand, has a nice quick reload time with still really good damage. Let's take a look at it. I mean, you're not doing like 1,000 damage per shot like some of them do, but yeah, so look at 400 damage, which is, like your heavies there. Your rate of fire is 8.44, I should say. But you put your shell rammer on there, you get your crew up, and so on and so forth. This thing starts firing rounds like crazy. Your pen is really good, your accuracy is amazing, your aim time is amazing. You don't want to get caught in the open. Like every, I don't know, 7 seconds you're getting shot at. Like you want to stay out of the open. Very fun tank, very well armored. Watch that turret there. Another one of those things where if you're playing a hill or something like that, just because you can't see them doesn't mean they can't see your hatch on top. and trust me, they like to shoot your hatch. If you're playing like a building, try to hide that hatch around the corner. And if you're fighting one of these things, keep an eye out for that hatch. I mean, it's usually sticking up somewhere. Very fun tank, guys. Obviously, a very fun tank line. I enjoyed all the ATs, all the way up from the AT-8, AT-7, AT-15. Even the AT-2 was a bundle of fun. And of course, moving up to the Death Star. Enough said there. There's probably more videos with this tank on the internet than any other tank, just because it's insane. Nobody even calls it by its name anymore. The FV-215B-183. It's known as the Death Star because it kills shit, and it kills shit like instantly. I don't think there's a tank. I don't know, I haven't tried killing the mouse yet, but I'm sure if you lit him on fire, you could probably one-shot him too if you got him right in the engine or something. Yeah, this thing's insane. Like, I've one-shotted E100s. I've one-shotted a lot of tanks with this thing, guys. If you like being a douchebag on the battlefield, this is a fun tank to play with. I got shit before when I first bought this tank. I was playing with, you know, the normal standard rounds. And I was laughing because I was playing the other day and I killed some guy in an IS-8. Like, I literally just destroyed him, one-shotted him, and I got some hate mail from him. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not like that, but I was laughing really hard because he's like, oh, you're such a noob and you're garbage and all this stuff. You know, you're shooting premium rounds at me, he says. And I'm in a Death Star, and he's mad because I'm shooting premium rounds at him. No, I get it. A lot of people disagree with the Death Star altogether. They think it's bullshit because it can one-shot stuff, and it is what it is. Everything has its weakness, I'd say. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about tanks here. I love this thing. But, honestly, guys, if you're going to complain about people using premium rounds, and you get one-shotted by a Death Star, and he's using a premium round, it's because that's what everybody and their dog uses in a Death Star. And I learned this from my subscribers. I'm passing it on to further, you know, more other subscribers, you know, new subscribers, people who haven't had the chance to have anything to do with this tank yet. Everybody uses Hesh, and they're devastating. You know, you don't want to take one of these things head on if you know he's reloaded. It's just, they're scary. I'll show you what it's rocking here. Armor's pretty good on the front. You can definitely rely on it. Let's take a look at the packages. 183mm. We'll go to here. Your damage does look kind of low, but as soon as you go up to Hesh, you're looking at 1,750, and you gotta pretend, you know, you gotta look at a Hesh like a high explosive. I mean, it's not just hitting you and doing damage, it's also screwing everything up at the same time. So it's not just the round doing damage to you, it's causing a lot of other bullshit. It's like a big mushroom cloud when you get hit by it. Anyways, enough about the Death Star. Everybody knows, and for the people who don't know, you do now know. So we're moving on to the Sexton 1. Yay! To go from the Death Star to the Sexton 1, yay. The story never changes with this thing. I haven't played with it. I'm going to play with it someday. It is a premium tank. I bought it because I was going to show off the British artillery before they released the artillery to us however long ago, and I just haven't got around to playing with it regardless. So someday you will see Sexton 1 stuff. And we'll move on to the FV-304, the Burt. Ah, this thing is fun. I like this thing. Surprisingly enough, I haven't really recorded any games with it. I don't know, it's one of those arty where people are like, what are you doing? Fall back. And I just don't think people understand this arty. First of all, look at it. It's tiny. It is absolutely tiny. It actually has... Okay, I'm gonna take that back. I thought it had a bit of armor because I've actually bounced rounds with this thing. But I don't know. It doesn't shoot very far. You can only shoot about halfway across the map. So that's the first reason why you're getting in close with this thing. Second thing is very quick rate of fire, and if you zero in all the way, it is super, you know, super accurate. You're not doing the most amount of damage. I'll be the first one to tell you that, but yeah, 450 damage. I find you're usually doing around 200, especially if you're playing with like the higher tier tanks. Sometimes you're only doing like 100 damage, but you're playing your own tier and down, you're dumping rounds on people so quick. Did I even show you guys? I didn't show you guys the rate of fire on this thing. 6.82. Now that seems very slow, right? For me, normal artillery usually take about 20 seconds to reload, which would automatically drop that down to about a 3.0. You look at tanks like the T92 where it's only like 1.4. This one here is dropping around 7 rounds per minute. You put gun rammer on there, you know, you have an upgraded crew on there, you could definitely up that. So less than 10 seconds, I'd say like every 9 seconds, you're getting an artillery round dropped on you. That's crazy. I love this thing. Very high trajectory, so when you are shooting, I guess to dummy that up a little bit, it's got a higher flying round, so it's not a direct shot, so you might have a little bit longer of a hang time, but you're able to hit guys on the other sides of the hills and stuff a lot easier, or somebody's on the other side of a building. You got a better chance of being able to hit him because a round is coming more down at the enemy than, you know, across the map at the enemy, I should say. I don't know, whatever. Very fun tank, guys. Definitely recommend so far. Hopefully I'll have a gameplay up with it soon. VK 28.01, still sitting here for about 3 months now, haven't played with it. Maybe someday, I don't know. It's the same story every time, guys. Just haven't gotten around to it. Moving up to the PZ54, very fun tank, guys. Rare premium tank. Lots of hit points. I think somebody corrected me there the one time. I said the Churchill 3 had the highest hit points for tier 5. The Churchill 3 has the highest hit points for a non-premium tier 5. This has the highest hit points out of all the tier 5s. I think it's sitting at 810 hit points for tier 5, which is really damn good. So I mean, you're got a decent gun on it. I've had really good games with it. You're able just to last that much longer with those hit points. It's a fun tank, guys. If they ever offered it again, I would say buy it, get it right now. Even without a premium tank review up, which I hope to have up soon, I'd say get it. It's definitely a fun premium tank. I wouldn't say get it for silver or anything like that. I always say if you're looking for a silver maker, you want to find a tier 8 premium that, you know, you're good with, or a playing style that you're good with. Definitely check out videos from people. But like if you're good with like a TD or something like that, you know, maybe I'd recommend the 8.8 Jagdtiger, or yeah, I think it's the Jagdtiger or the Jagdpanzer or whatever it is. Or you might, you know, if you're good with heavies, you might want to go for the Lerva or the Low, or however you want to pronounce it. Or there's medium tanks out there, tier 8 medium tanks you might want to go for if you're looking for silver. This thing is, you know, it makes silver. You get really good games with it, so maybe the practicality of having good games more often might be good for making silver. I'm just saying that you might want to go for a tier 8. This is a very fun tank though, guys. Moving right along to the PZ4S. Another fun tank, guys. Very accurate. It's a tier 6 medium. I like it. I don't know. I have a lot of good games with it. Don't really have too much to say about it. For me, it just feels like a typical German medium. Like it's accurate. I'd compare it to maybe the Panther. Maybe I'd say it's more like a tier 6 Panther kinda. Maybe I don't know. People might get mad at me for saying that too. It is a fun tank, guys. I don't know. I'll have a premium tank review up on it soon. Moving up to the VK 30.01P. Yes, I am slowly starting down the mouse line a little bit. Well, I'm slowly starting down every line, I guess. If you look at it, I got one tank for every tank line in the game, so And most of them are tier 5 and higher now. I think I only got like a couple tier 5s left. This tank isn't bad. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite. It does seem to have a little bit of armor for a medium. It's not the fastest, but nah, it is what it is. Fully upgraded. I'm ready to buy the Tiger P. Hopefully I'll have that for the next garage video. And we'll move right along to the VK 30.01D. Yeah, lots of VKs. It's a fun tank. I don't know. I just started playing with it. I find it's pretty damn quick. Other than that, I haven't had a lot of playing experience with it yet. Hopefully, once I get it, you know, fully upgraded and so on and so forth, I can definitely talk about it a little bit more. Let's move up to the Panther. Very fun tank, guys. This is, I don't know. I think this is probably my favorite tier 7 medium so far. Just an all-around great tank. Fairly quick, you know. Armor isn't amazing, but I mean it works as a, you know, you are a medium, so you know you shouldn't be trying to rely on that armor. The best thing about this is your accuracy. It's really good. Let's take a look at that. Alright, rate of fire, really nice. Pen is really nice. Damage is, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? You're relying on that pen and rate of fire to make that damage work. Like I said, your accuracy is great. Aim time could be better, but I mean, this thing, it's a good tank. Like, I mean, you see somebody, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to hit them, and you shouldn't be able to do damage to them. And if you're sitting out in the open, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it multiple times. Like this tank, very fun medium. And I don't play with a lot of mediums, so for me to be like, yeah, this medium is awesome, it's because it is. Alright. Ooh, look it! It is a PZ-B2. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to find out why. I don't know. Like, I really don't see a big difference between the French B2 opposed to this PZ B2. Now I don't have both tanks here to compare it to. I just honestly, when I took this thing out, I just felt like I was driving a B2. So it is a rare tank. I haven't looked into it enough to tell you guys why this thing is supposed to be. You know what? Right there. That is why. This thing is super armored. That's just the B2 way. You don't have a very good gun on there. I'll tell you right now why this thing is better than the French B2, and I just picked it out right now. This thing is a tier 4, and it only plays up to tier 4s. Right there. Sums it up in a nutshell. This thing here is like the Valentine, the Soviet light tank there. It only plays up to tier 4. Now, like I said, it is a rare premium, so if you don't have it, you're probably gonna have to wait till they offer it again, if they offer it again. And that's the deal. You're never playing any higher than its own tier. My luck with it hasn't been great. We'll leave it at that. Whatever. The Lerva. Am I finally pronouncing that right? Lerva. I think I don't know. It always sounds like I'm putting an R in there, but it's I'm pretty sure I'm just saying Lerva. Yeah. The lion, whatever you guys want to call it. Everybody calls it something. I'm pretty sure the correct way is Lerva. And this is my favorite tier 8 premium tank in the game. Love this thing. I have a premium account. Somebody asked me that before they were watching my videos, and they're like, that's with premium, right? That's with a premium account. So yes, with a premium account, pretty much every win with this tank is over 100,000 in silver. Now, that is considering that you are contributing. I mean, if you're sitting back doing nothing, you know what's funny is you can literally sit back and do nothing and win a game and still make like 60,000, 70,000 silver with this tank. so it is nice in that sense. If you do good, even with a defeat, I've made over 100,000 silver before. Now 100,000 silver is just a benchmark. I've made way over 100,000 silver with this thing before. I used to not like this tank. I used to never do very good with it, and then I just started playing with it a bit more because, you know, I realized I was getting a lot of silver with it, and I finally got good with it. I really enjoy playing with this thing. Now it's one of the, well, I'm not sure, it might be the only, I'm not gonna say it, I'm just gonna say it's one of the only tier 8 premiums that actually plays all the way up to tier 10, and there's definitely a reason for it. I would prefer taking this thing out over the Mutant or the KV5, you know, those tanks there, because personally, in my opinion, I think it outdoes those tanks. That's just in my opinion. It's the reason I play with it. I always seem to do a lot better with it. It's doing good damage. I bounce tons of rounds with this thing. I don't know how many times I've killed off like 4 or 5 guys in a row coming at me, you know, with a very huge lack of help. It's a great tank, guys. If there was one that I was going to recommend to you guys without a premium tank review, this one, the PZ56 or 54, whatever, the one I talked to you guys about earlier. It's funny how I can forget the names of these tanks just like right now. And the Fury, I'd say that was another good one that I would recommend without a premium tank review. I really like this tank. Let's move on to the Tiger 2. Oh yeah, she's sitting in the garage now. Super stock. No, just stock. Just got it, guys. Actually, I tried to make a garage video like 5 days ago. I went through the entire thing, and literally, I don't know why my audio messed up like for a good 10 minutes somewhere in between there, and I was just like, okay, so yeah, it would be really hard to like talk over it, and so I just deleted it. But I'm kind of happy in a sense that I did get the chance to remake this garage video, because this Tiger 2 is like a couple days old. Like, it is super brand new. So I'm happy that this is in the garage to show you guys. I am going to be working on it. I know a lot of people like it. I know that these things they usually do pretty damn good in the battlefield, so I'm very excited to take this thing for a roll. Alrighty, I don't have a lot of experience with it yet, so I'm just gonna keep going. The Jagdpanzer IV, another tank we're getting there with. It's just one of those tanks where off the start I just couldn't stand it. I honestly didn't like this tank, but now, you know, grinding up slowly but surely, I just been doing better and better and better with it, and now I actually don't mind it. It does have decent sloped armor in the front. I find that helps out a ton. You're using that speed sometimes to your advantage. Sometimes you know, if you get into a close combat kind of situation, you can just pop over the hill, take a shot, and back off. And a lot of the times, if they do get a shot off on you, they're just bouncing right off that angled armor on the front. It's kind of nice. So, not a bad tank, guys. Not gonna spend a lot of time with it. Hopefully, I'll have the, what is it, the Jagdpanzer. Oh, jeez, this is bad. This is how rusty I am. Jagdpanzer, the J-Panther. That'd probably be Jagdpanther. Yeah, Jagdpanther. Okay, I was right. Arguing with myself. Alright, hopefully we'll have that soon. E25. It kind of speaks for itself. It's a truly unique tank, and it is offered in... it's a premium tank, so obviously you gotta pay gold for it, but you can buy it anytime. And would I recommend it? It is a lot of fun, guys. If you're looking for entertainment and you're like, oh, I don't know what to play with anymore, I always get a kick out of taking this thing out. And you know, you can do so good with it too. Like, it's a little assassin. It's like a light tank. You can play like a light tank, you can play like a scout if you have to. Very accurate, very fast shooting gun. So I mean, you catch somebody out in the open, oh, you can pick them off. You just sit there and pump round after round after round into them. That, or you're playing the, you know, quick, gotta shoot them and run away game. I mean, you can do it. And probably one of the coolest things I like about this thing is the low profile. I don't know how many times I've driven around tanks and they couldn't damage me or shoot me because they're shooting over me. It is just so much fun. I had to laugh. The funny, well, I've had a lot of funny experiences with this, but I remember still the second game I ever played. Somehow this guy got into like a tier 10 game or something like that. Whatever, probably platooning. But we were up on Himmelsdorf, and there was an E100. Well, it was me, the E100, and this E25. The E25 and myself were trying to take down this E100. And I was also in something speedy. I was in, I don't know what I was in. I think I was in a tier 8 as well. It was like a tier 8. Might have been the Pershing. I think it's the Pershing. And I was trying to do, I was kind of like doing circles and stuff around this E100. And then this E25 came around, and as I was doing circles, he was about to, you know, he's trying to back up and shoot me. This E25 drove right up behind him and sat on his butt so he couldn't back up. And then I drove around him, and the E100 was, you know, figured he was going to shoot this E25, but he couldn't aim down over the backside of his tank to shoot the E25. And I ended up driving in front of the E25 and ended up shooting him in the back of the turret like 3 times and won. It was a truly awesome little moment, and just the fact that the E100 could not aim down at the E25 sitting right on his ass, and you know, it was hilarious. Anyways, that was my lame little story. Very fun tank, guys. Let's move on to the Jagdtiger 8.8 centimeter, the 8.8. It is the Jagdtiger. I don't know why I was calling it the Jagdpanzer, Jagdpanther, whatever. It is what it is. I hear a lot of guys have a lot of good games with this thing. I truly think it depends on the map, definitely the teamwork, the tier. This thing doesn't have the greatest pen in my... I don't know. I don't think it has a very good pen. Well, let's go take a look. Let's see what this pen actually is. Well, what the hell? It says 203 millimeters of pen, and I can never pen shit with this thing. The damage is kind of low, but I mean, your rate of fire is good. That is, I think, what stands out for this tank. Your accuracy is amazing. Your aim time is pretty decent, and if your penetration works with you, you seem to get high rolls all the time, or I don't know why I have such a hard time with this tank. It's, I don't know, whatever. I just know people have done really good with it, so I am gonna have a premium tank review up with it. It'll be a gameplay where I actually get lots of silver and do good with it, and I'm sure with just playing, like anything, right? Playing with a tank more, you'll get better with it, right? Okay, that's that tank. I've actually had some good silver making games in it, so I'm not gonna say anything else bad about it. It is good for silver. If you're good with a TD and you want to make silver, I'd recommend getting it. All right, brand new tank. Look at this guy. Holy, this video is getting long already. Frick. Spending way too much time here. Alright, so this thing is actually fully upgraded, and I'm still having a little bit of trouble with it. I'm not used to the playing style of it, kind of. Like, it's got no armor. That kind of bugs me. I guess I'm used to TDs having a bit of armor. It's got a wicked gun on it, though. Love the gun. The depression really sucks, so you gotta work with that. You're definitely trying to play a distance battle with this thing. That, or you're trying to deliver damage while your team is, you know, preoccupying the enemy. Because like I said, you don't have the armor to fight with this thing. You got kind of a slow reload time. so you don't want to be brawling or having anything, you know, one-on-one kind of style, unless, you know, it's come down to the punch where, you know, it's just you and him and that's it or something like that. That didn't make any sense, did it? I'm just saying, like, you're in a medium or something like that and he gets 2 shots off on you, you're probably gonna die. So yeah, I'm fucking this straight up. Whatever, it's a fun tank. I'm not gonna talk bad about it. I always die and get shot by him. Very big cannon on there. Let's take a look at the packages here. I actually rock the second cannon because I'm not a very big fan of this. It's a big gun, it really is. 15 centimeter pack L 29.5 opposed to the 12.8 centimeter Canon 44 L55. And the big difference is, you look here, rate of fire is super slow, like 3. Your pen is, I'm not gonna say it's low. 250 isn't low, but when you're dealing with, you know, a 0.4 accuracy, a slow aim time, a slow rate of fire, you don't want that pen being the thing that messes things up. So look at, you got 750 damage, which is crazy. You fly back here though, your rate of fire is a lot better. It goes from a 3 to a 5.22. Your pen goes up by about, I don't know, 30 millimeters a pen. Your damage goes down 260. But with your higher rate of fire, you know, your DPM, depending on how you use your tank, it shouldn't really matter. Your accuracy gets a lot better and your aim time gets a lot better. So you're giving up your damage, and you're pretty much gaining everywhere else. So, you know, it's totally up to whoever's playing with it. Hopefully that redeemed myself from my sorry excuse for dying or whatever in this thing. Hopefully I'll have some gameplays up on it soon. Hummel, yeah, played a couple games with it actually. It's actually not too shabby. It's not upgraded. Hopefully once I get a couple more games in there with it, I'll have a video or something up there. Like I said, we're spending way too much time on some of these tanks. ELC AMX, getting very close to getting to the next tank with this thing. Very fun tank, guys. Very low profile. I probably don't have to say too much because everybody who's played World Tanks has probably seen one of these things and they know that they're a little pain in the ass to play with or to play against. They are what they are. Slow reload time, no turnable turret, but they do pack a punch when you get hit by them. They're low profile, they're fast. So, you know, you can pick your pros and cons, I guess. Let's move on to the ARL-44. Oh, what a goofy looking thing. I know these things are actually pretty good once they're upgraded. I've gone up against them. I've even checked out the stats. They're pretty badass. Can't wait to start moving down this line a little bit more, I guess. Once I do, I'll have more on it. FCM50T. You know, I've been playing with this thing quite a bit more often, and I like it. I love it. Like, I mean, you gotta really play the shit out of it, but, you know, don't let that heavy tank thing there fool you. It's definitely the size of a nice big heavy, but it's pretty quick. It's a very quick tank, so you can get in there, take your shot, get out. Yeah, you're definitely lacking on armor, but you do have a good shot with it too. Let's take a look at the package here. 240 damage isn't the greatest, but your pen, your rate of fire is good, your accuracy, aim time is good. Engine horsepower, you got 1,000 horsepower. You're flying around with this thing. It's awesome. So basically, you just want to watch your armor, and I mean, I've actually bounced things before. You know, I can't say I haven't. So just watch your tank when you're playing. You know, use your speed to your advantage. And as far as silver goes, I've actually had really good games as far as silver goes. You get about 12 shots in there. If you land about 12, maybe 13 shots, you're looking at, with premium, 120,000 silver. Alright, let's move up to the FCM 36 Pack 40. Very slow, very vulnerable to artillery. very vulnerable to like everything. I mean, something gets like up beside you and you can't turn very quick with this thing. However, you playing your tank destroyer role, you're sitting back sniping, guys are coming out in the open, you're killing them with this thing. I mean, you playing like a tier 3 down to 2 or something like that, oh my goodness, you're just wrecking everything that comes at you. It's so much fun. A very fun tank, guys. I do have one gameplay up with it. I think I got like 9 kills with it. It's if you play with it right, you can do so well with it. Love this thing. Alright, moving up to the ARL V39, brand new tank. Haven't played with it yet. Hopefully I'll have a video or something up with it soon. Not gonna go into too much detail with it until, you know, I get somewhere with it. Looks like it's got a nice big cannon on it, but nice and stubby too. Probably inaccurate as all hell. Let's move on to the, oh geez, the LEFH118B2. Just renote the letters and the numbers. I don't know, I like it. It's a different playing style. I don't know, it's it's got armor. It's fun shotgunning with it. I don't know, like I find it's fairly accurate too and actually does damage. You don't have a turnable turret or anything like that, or a really big traverse, I guess, for your turret, so that kind of sucks. It doesn't move the fastest, it turns kind of slow, but like I said, it does actually have a bit of armor for an arty, so I mean, you can use that to your advantage. Shotgunning is fun with it. I don't know, I didn't do bad with it. I've actually had really good games with it, so it's not a very hard arty to get used to. Some arties, you know, it's just like you can't hit shit. This one here it's a pretty accurate arty. I like playing with it. Let's move up to the Batchat 155-55. French arty. You know, it's still an arty I just haven't mastered, or a type of arty, I guess. I don't play with this one anymore. It's a fun arty. I'm not going to go into too much detail with it. It's quick, you know, it's got the 360-degree traverse. That's something that, you know, only the French arty really has, that I know of anyways. I guess there's some British arties that have that. I don't know. There's other options that are unlocked with this arty, but as far as the actual artillery part of it, I don't know. I didn't have the greatest games with these artillery yet. I'm going to move up to the Batchat 155-58 because I'm kind of talking between both of those arties. They're very similar. This one has a 360-degree traverse as well. Yeah, not really any armor there. I don't know. Wizard Ken always says these things got a bit of armor, I guess. I guess compared to some of the other arties they do. You could probably hold off against a light tank half decently if something came at you, maybe. I don't know. It's fast. You got that 360-degree traverse. You got an autoloader on here. Now, that is a good thing and a bad thing. Your initial reload is in between 60 and 70 seconds, somewhere up there. And that can really kill you. So when it comes down to the crunch, sometimes you're using the speed of this thing, and there's a reason to give you speed, it's to get the heck out of there. But you're not doing much damage with this thing. Like, I don't know, your T92, you're capable of one-shotting like E100s and stuff like that. This thing, let's take a look at the packages. Why am I even sitting here guessing on this? 120,000 damage. Alright, so that's your high end. The odds of you doing that much damage, it's not a very high odd to get that much damage. Like, you're usually only doing about 500, 600 damage per shot. So you got a 4-shot autoloader. If you can land all 4 of those shots, I'd say you're doing an average of 2,000 to 3,000 damage a minute, I guess, every time you got to reload, right? Every 60 to 70 seconds. Now, that is considering you actually hit them. Now, it is a fairly accurate arty. 0.68 is way more accurate than the T92 I'm comparing it to, right? That's 0.9 with the T92. but still, hitting things with arty is always a challenge. So I'd say the average person would only hit 3, maybe 2 rounds per reload on a tank. I don't know. I don't like the fact that you're not doing much damage, and the fact that there's such a slow reload time in between it. Now, there has been situations with this thing where I have been able to play kind of like a light tank role. You get a nice big slow TD, he's coming at you, he thinks he has you. Well, you go buccaneer with this thing and you start doing circles around him. Now, that is a really neat experience, having a 4-shot autoloader and being able to drive circles around a tank destroyer with it. Enough said, right? Bang, you're shooting them over and over again with your autoloader. Now, when you shoot these tanks in the ass, you're probably getting up to that 1,000 shot range, maybe 700, 800 hit points. You're definitely gonna, if you get the jump on somebody like that, you're gonna kill them. I guess that's kind of what they're aiming for. You can play these things kind of almost like a medium, kind of. I don't know. There's no armor there, but you do have the speed to promote that theory. I don't know. I'm spending way too much time on this tank. I'm spending way too much time on this video. Valentine 2 only plays up to tier 4. Lots of armor. I don't know. It's more like a bloody heavy tank, but crappy little gun on it, but it has a wicked rate of fire. I don't know. I've made it work. It's not a bad little tank, but other than the uniqueness of what it is, I don't see a reason to buy it or play with it. It's more just to have if you're looking for some entertainment sometime, or what. I mean, it is a game. I guess that's the idea behind it. I don't know. There's other things I'd rather play with, I guess. We'll move on to the MT25. Oh, you know what? I haven't really played with it too much, but I took it out with Wizard Ken there the other day, and we had a ton of fun. He had like the Chinese premium light tank or whatever, and this is the only one I had that could play with it, right? So I took this thing out and just kicked butt with it. Unfortunately, the recording for it didn't really work. I would have kept it. But it was a ton of fun. We were doing circles around tanks and killing all kinds of stuff. It was awesome. This thing is fast, guys. I like it. You know, it doesn't have the best gun on it, but you can definitely make it work. Especially, you know, when you do get into a lower tier game, like the tier 6s, 7s, and 8s and stuff like that. Opposed to playing with the tier 9s, it's not too shabby. I think I clocked it going downhill like 75 kilometers, and I think on the flat it was still doing like 66 or something like that. So it's a pretty quick tank. Anyways, let's move on to the T-34-88. This thing's been sitting here for a while. For all the new subs, I'll kind of just go over what the significance of this tank is. It is a rare premium. Unless they offer it again, you're not going to get it. If you have it, definitely hold on to it. It's got a couple things that make it awesome. First of all is you can train Soviet and German crews in it. It's the only tank, I think, you know, to date in this game that allows you to train multiple, like more than one nation's crews, I guess, if that's a good way of putting it. Also, premium tanks usually, you know, they have these perks, right? The big perk usually is silver. Well, this one doesn't make extra silver, it makes experience. So if you're somebody who likes to spend gold to get free experience, you'll make free experience in this tank a lot quicker than you would in other tanks, I guess. Another thing is, it's a feel-good tank. It really is. Because you make more experience, you can do like half as much as the top guy and probably still be ahead of him, because they're giving you more experience, right? And it just makes you look like you're badass on the leaderboards, I guess. That's kind of where I'm getting at with a feel-good tank. You don't have to do much to be at the top of the leaderboard. Alright, other than that, it is, you know, it's a typical, I guess, tier 6 Soviet medium. I don't know, it might be a little bit better than the 85. I'm not sure. I haven't played with it. I've had good games with this tank, though. It is a fun tank to play with as well, and I definitely recommend getting it if it comes back out again. T3585, T3585, T3485. Kind of a new tank. I don't know. It's been sitting here for a while. I just haven't gotten around playing with it. I don't have much to say about it because I haven't played with it. So when I get some more info on it and a gameplay out there, you know, maybe I'll be able to talk a bit more about it. Let's go to the A43, the new Soviet lines they just added. I guess they got 2 Soviet tier 10s at the end there now you can get to. I just haven't played a lot with it. I guess I played a little bit with it. It is a fun tank, guys. I don't know, I'm just not a huge medium tank player. I'm not saying I don't like mediums, I just haven't played a lot of mediums yet, so you know, the playing style is still kind of goofy for me, but I do good. You know, honestly, if I was going to play mediums all the time, I would probably get like a group of, you know, I get like a platoon going. I think that, for me, that's the way I enjoy playing with mediums the best. Get a platoon going, get 5 guys in medium tanks, and just wolf pack it. That's how I enjoy playing with mediums. And for me, I've been playing with a couple guys a couple times in platoons, and I've just enjoyed playing with this tank and other mediums a lot more. Anyways, when I know more about this or get a little further down this line, we'll definitely spend more time on it. Churchill 3, premium tank. I do have a premium tank review on it. It's a fun tank, very quick rate of fire. You know, it's got the Churchill hull and so on and so forth. It's a good tank, guys. I enjoy it. It's got lots of hit points as well. You know, very fast rate of fire, decent armor. It is what it is. There's definitely a premium tank review on my channel if you guys want to check it out. I'll have a lot more information on this tank there. Moving on to the KV-220. I forgot I even had this thing. Very well armored. It is a rare premium tank. Hopefully I'll have a premium tank review up on it shortly. I'm just trying to like fly through these tanks now because I spend way too much time on this video. Like I said, it's a rare premium tank. I don't know. It's a fun tank to have in the garage. I take it out once in a blue moon. It is what it is, guys. I wouldn't say it's one of those tanks where you can take out every game and do really well with it, but you know, the games that you do well with it, or so on and so forth, you have a lot of fun. It is a fun tank to play with. You got a lot of armor. I think the fact is that when you're going out there and people are just bouncing off you over and over again, that just puts a smile on a person's face. Let's move on to the KV-1S, my favorite tier 6 in the game. Jeez, it's an overpowered tank is what it is. You're doing more damage than some of the tier 8s or 9s in this game. Like, it's crazy. Reload time's a little slow, and obviously you got to deal with that crappy, you know, I guess accuracy and aim time and everything else with the Soviet tanks, but it does tons of damage, and realistically with the rate of fire, you know, you can get your crew up there and put your shell rammer in there. You can make that 400 plus damage or 400 damage a shot really work for you. So I love this tank, and I think it's going to be one of the tanks that I hold on to. I'm not going to sell it here. So with that being said, I've leveled this tank up 3 times, or I've gotten 3 tanks out of it, I should say. I got the MT-25, I got the KV-13 unlocked, I just haven't bought it yet, and I have the IS unlocked, I haven't bought it yet. So I've played a lot with the KV-1S, and I'd say it's definitely my favorite tier 6. Alright, KV-3. Brand new tank, guys, just got it, haven't played with it. I do plan on going up this tank line. I just got a lot of tanks going on right now. A lot of other things I'm working on, so hopefully when I get around to it, we'll know more then and be able to talk more about it. KV-5. They finally brought this one back. I was so sad that I didn't have one for the longest time. You know, it's not a bad tank, guys. It really helps getting decent matchmaking, because I find you can still get your butt kicked. I find I have pen problems with it. I have problems trying to pen things sometimes. But other than that, it is a good tank. It's got a lot of armor. You know, considering everything bounces off you, you still got these crazy weak spots on your tanks. You got your hatches on top there. You got R2-D2 sitting on the front, and R2-D2's cousin sitting to the right of him as well. Yeah, like, there is weaknesses, guys. You got to be careful what you do with this tank, but like, it really is very well armored. Let's take a look at the armor here. 180, 150 on the side. Like, I mean, it's armored very decently all the way around, so you can definitely use that armor to your advantage. As far as the gun goes, I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm very happy I have it. Hopefully I'll have a premium tank review on it shortly. You know, just in case they do offer it again, which I'm sure they will, maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to make promises I can't keep. Hopefully they offer it again for you guys, and hopefully I'll have a premium tank review on it shortly. SU-85, getting there, guys. 28,000, almost to the tier 6. What is that, the SU-100 I think the next one is? Yeah, probably. Oh, look at that, we can buy it with free experience. You guys are going to witness me get this right now. Beautiful. Alright, so yeah, we have elite status with this tank now. It's fun. I honestly, it's a really fun tank to play with, and it's doing a bit more damage now than it used to. And honestly, I'm very excited to go down this line, because it seems every time I go up against one of these tanks in the higher tiers, or one of the tanks down this line in the higher tiers, it's just devastating. They do so much damn damage, so I'm very excited to start moving down this line and get a little bit further. For the time being, elite status, fun tank, enough said. SU-85-1. So I bought this thing, I don't know, it was offered a while ago. Geez, I still gotta put a crew in it. When I get around to it, I'll get a couple games in there with it, hopefully get a premium tank review with it, and if they ever decide to offer it again, maybe I will. I think it's a premium, or I think it's a rare premium. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some gameplay up with it soon. It looks like a fun tank. I know the Soviet TDs are fun so far, so hopefully sooner than later. Alright, moving up to the SU-122-44. Whew, say that 10 times fast. Alright, SU-122-44. I just said it again. Very fun tank, guys. Got a premium tank review up with it. Not the most accurate thing out there, but it's got, well, you look at it, beautiful sloped armor. When I was looking through the Watt 360 wiki, they said that this thing here is really good if you consider it, or you play as like a turretless medium. And I'm going to try and go to the packages here and kind of explain myself a little bit by what I mean with that. Your aim time and your accuracy isn't the greatest, so obviously playing at a distance, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm just saying it's gonna not be as good as other TDs. But your rate of fire is decent, your pen is decent, and your damage is good. And you know, it's not a slow tank destroyer, it really isn't. It's got a bit of speed to it, so I guess what they're kind of going with is, you know, you can kind of pop over those hills and take a quick shot and back off, and you know, play like a medium, or you can pop around the corner, take a quick shot, you know, play like that style. And that sloped armor really contributes to that. Like, you pop over a hill, you take a shot, you go to back off, they say they land a shot on you, you know, a good chance is they're gonna bounce off that sloped armor in the front. So that's what I'm meaning by you can play it as like a turretless medium. It is a fun tank, guys. Premium tank. Cool. There goes my voice. Wow. We're wrapping up here anyways. Very fun tank. Honestly, I'd say check out my premium tank review. You can see some gameplay with it and kind of see what it's capable of. Maybe get a little bit more information on it. And yeah, that's about it. Let's move on to another tank here. We're getting so close to the end here. Su-122A. Soviet Arty, tier 5. I'm still moving down here slowly. I play a game with it every once in a blue moon. I want to show you guys the tier 6s and 7 Soviet Arty. As for, I guess going all the way down this line, I'm more looking towards the S51. I'm going to kind of merge into the tier 8 eventually, so I'm not too terribly worried about moving down with that tier 5 very quickly. So this tank here, you know what, it is what it is. It's a choke point Arty. You want to focus on a choke point. You want to focus on where they're gonna be, or where they're sitting. I mean, jeez, I make that sound like every Arty, but what I'm getting at is your turret traverse is very crappy. Literally every time you're gonna aim at somebody, you almost gotta readjust your tank, which throws your zeroing in off like a lot. So you want to be set up on a position where you know they're gonna be, so you don't have to turn your tank every time you want to take a shot, because there's just no turret traverse there. On the bright side, this thing has a stupid, crazy amount of damage it's dealing. Let's take a look here. 1,850 damage. It's ridiculous. Very slow rate of fire. Your accuracy is almost as crappy as the T92. You know, it's probably like a mini T92, really. It's just got crappier traverse. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd compare it to. Lots of damage, everything else is crappy. Regardless, gonna keep playing with it, try and finish it off, get to that tier 8. Alright, Shinukai. Yeah, I've got a couple videos up with it. Maybe just one. I don't have a premium tank review with it yet. For me, it just seems like an all-around good medium. It's a good tier 5. Like I said, I don't really consider tier 5s great for making silver, but it is a fun tank. I don't know, like, for me, I've moved up to the Shinu already, and they're such a close tank. Like, this thing isn't upgraded, and I still play with it the same way as the Shinukai right now. I don't know. It is what it is. When I get a premium tank review up with it, hopefully I can, go into more detail with it. Alright, Shinu. Yeah. Not much said there. I'm still working on it. I guess I could use my free XP to get that. I'm not going to do it though. Not a big upgrade there either. You're looking at a tier 4 cannon on a tier 5 tank. It does get better someday. At least the grind doesn't seem too terribly bad. Shidu after that. I'll go more into detail with this when we get further up there. Alrighty. Beautiful. Probably the longest garage video yet, and a ton of stumbling, a ton of talking about crap that doesn't make sense, and a ton of tanks. It is what it is, guys. I'm sorry that this took so long once again. I really appreciate you checking out this video. And you know what? It's getting to the point where I'm considering making like 5 garage videos and just uploading like 5 different garage videos like at the end of every month or something like that, and just do like light tanks in one video, do medium tanks in one video, do, you know what I mean, do Arty, do heavy tanks, do all those in separate videos. That way, you know, it's only like a 15-minute video, so it's like, oh, you want to check out to see what my new heavies are that month, or maybe you want to see them all. Maybe you just don't want to watch a 1-hour video. I think that's where my garage videos are going to be looking, or going towards in the future here. So anyways, guys, Rush Dodge here. Really appreciate you checking out another video. And once again, I apologize for my stumbling and for my very late garage video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll definitely catch you guys next time. Alrighty.